seated. As a community drawn together this day to celebrate and welcome our new president, may we be of one mind as we join our hearts in prayer, fully recognizing and respecting the many diverse religious and spiritual beliefs that we share. Let us pray. Spirit of God, who is known by many names, bless this time that we have set aside. Create in us a strong sense of community, of purpose, and of hospitality as we remember who we are as Coe College and how we are to best embody those values that we hold so dear. Give us a renewed sense of our mission as we are reminded of the privilege we share in the opportunity to educate and the opportunity to learn. May we be so inspired to create such opportunities for others as we continue to foster our relationships and engagement with our Cedar Rapids neighbors and with the world at large. Open in our hearts a place ready for change and transformation as we seek guidance and leadership from our new president. And may we share in the energy and excitement that President McInally has already brought to this work, to his service to Coe College. And finally, gracious God, thank you for bringing each person here, the students, staff, administrative people, faculty, alumni, local civic and religious leaders, college trustees, and other friends of Coe. Together we are stronger. And so it is such a blessing for all of us to gather on this day, for this occasion and this celebration. And so it is as an inspired and thankful people that we pray. Amen.
On behalf of the entire Coe community, our students, faculty, and staff, as well as our trustees, alumni, and friends, it is my pleasure to welcome you to today's inauguration ceremony. I would also like to extend a special greeting to those alumni and friends of Coe who are joining us via webcast. We are pleased to have delegates representing more than 50 colleges and universities across the country on our campus. Although you will be here for only a few short hours, we hope that you are able to discover what we all know, that Coe College is truly a special place. We are extremely proud of our long tradition of academic excellence within a supportive and friendly environment where personal relationships are valued. In an ever-changing world, it is significant to note that the leadership of Coe College has been relatively stable throughout history. Since its founding more than 160 years ago, Coe has had only 15 presidents, including Dr. McInally, and our last inauguration dates back to 1996. Coe's impressive heritage is due in large measure to the strong and dedicated leadership the college has had over the years, and we are confident that President Dave McInally is well suited to continue the tradition. While you may hear very many great things about President McInally during this ceremony, and deservedly so, I know that it is his desire that today be a celebration of Coe College. When Dave was introduced at Coe in October 2012, he reminded the campus community that the college was built brick by brick over many generations and expressed a strong commitment to help lead the college forward within the context of its solid foundation. So while we commemorate the beginning of a new presidency at Coe, it is also a time to reflect on the successes of those who have gone before us and look ahead and even dream about the future of Coe College.
My name is Cinnamon Moore, and I am proud to be the student body president for Coe College for this year. As a representative of the student body, I am pleased to welcome David McInally as the 15th president of Coe College. We have come to Coe to attain a high-quality education, to grow socially as well as academically, and to find outlets for other interests and abilities through the co-curricular activities offered by the college. We know that President McInally possesses the same student-centered philosophy as the faculty and staff in our thriving campus community. As students, we look forward to working with him to make Coe an even better place to live and learn.
I'm Heather Daniels, the president of the Coe College Alumni Association. It is my privilege to represent the alumni in welcoming David McInally as the new president of Coe College. As always, we are proud to show our affection for our alma mater and acknowledge that Coe launched us on the various courses our lives have taken since graduation. We cherish the knowledge and values we acquired at Coe, and we take seriously our responsibility to help the college continue to grow and provide each successive generation of students with a stellar liberal arts education.
I'm Ken Heron in the mathematics department. Before I begin, I want to take a moment to recognize a special group among us, the Emeriti faculty, who are here today in person and in spirit. This is a dedicated group of men and women who, in almost all cases, devoted their entire careers to the betterment of Coe College. And along the way, they were great role models and mentors to those of us who followed behind them. Let's recognize their enduring legacy with a round of applause. On behalf of the Coe College faculty, I'm honored to welcome David McInally as our 15th president. As faculty, we strive to be effective teachers, serious scholars. We work in the classroom, the laboratory, the studio, and on the stage to ready students intellectually, professionally, and socially to lead productive and satisfying lives. We recognize that achieving these goals depends not only on our individual efforts, but on the willing cooperation and mutual respect between faculty and administrators. We have worked closely and effectively with President McInally since he took office, and we share his vision that Coe remain a superior liberal arts college in the years ahead. Once again, President McInally, welcome to Coe.
Good afternoon. I'm Deanna Job, the current Dean of Student Retention Services and very proud International Student Advisor. With other members of the administration and staff at Coe, I take great pleasure in the selection of David McInally as our president. Our tasks are many: to support Coe's educational mission, to provide essential operational functions for the campus, and to promote a welcoming and attractive campus environment that is conducive to learning, both in and out of the classroom. We appreciate the close working relationship that we have developed with President McInally, coupled with his unwavering support. We look forward to working with him in the future to help us achieve success on behalf of the college.
Hello, I am the Reverend Heather Hayes, Associate Pastor at First Presbyterian Church here in Cedar Rapids. And it is my special honor as a teaching elder in the Presbyterian Church, USA, to welcome David McInally as president of Coe College. Since its founding in 1851, Coe College has been associated with the Presbyterian Church USA. What does it mean to be Presbyterian related? It means that Coe and the 60 other Presbyterian related colleges and universities value learning, faith, service, and connection to one another, the church, and the world, honoring the dignity and worth of every person. Coe expresses this through its commitment to encouraging students to explore their beliefs, to respect religious diversity, and to seek meaning in all that they do. Further, Coe understands its commitments to serving the needs of those in our local community, to pursuing justice and peace, and to being good stewards of the natural world. We, as the Presbyterian Church, affirm the mission of Coe as it continues to strive to teach critical thinking, to challenge its students to be passionately involved, and to prepare young adults for life beyond college. Welcome.
Good afternoon. I'm Dee Baird. I am the President and CEO of the Cedar Rapids Metro Economic Alliance. I am honored to welcome David McInally to our community as the 15th President of Coe College. At its outset, Coe was established and supported by some of the same pioneers who built the town of Cedar Rapids. In the ensuing decades, the college has been strengthened by the community and returned the strength through the leadership and involvement of its people. I want to assure President McInally and everyone at Coe that the people of Cedar Rapids are grateful for the opportunities to attend cultural and athletic events on the campus, to take courses with Coe's distinguished faculty, and to make use of the library's expansive resources. As well, community leaders are pleased that President McInally, faculty, staff, and students are deeply involved in our community. Coe College plays an integral role in our community and helps to make Cedar Rapids and Iowa's creative corridor a better place for all. Welcome.
Good afternoon. I'm Shirley Hughes from the class of 1967 and also a member of the Board of Trustees. On behalf of the trustees, I'm happy to state that on October 19, 2012, in accordance with the charter and bylaws, David W. McInally was elected the 15th President of Coe College. As a member of the Presidential Search Committee, and after observing his first months in office, I know we have served the college well by electing him. Now, if you would look in your programs, remain seated, but where it says audience response, together and in unison, we will make our pledge to President McInally. Recognizing our shared aspirations for Coe College, we offer congratulations to our new president, David McInally. We look forward to working closely with President McInally to strengthen Coe's academic reputation, and we pledge our full support to him during his tenure.
For the presentation of President McInally, we are pleased to welcome one of his mentors, Richard Cook, President Emeritus of Allegheny College. Dr. Cook has more than 35 years of distinguished service in higher education. After 16 years as a chemistry professor, division chair, and faculty leader, Dr. Cook became provost of Kalamazoo College in 1989. He was named president of Allegheny College in 1996, presiding over significant growth in enrollment, program innovation, and national institutional recognition. He served successfully in that capacity for 12 years prior to stepping down to pursue independent consulting and environmental advocacy. In 2012, Allegheny College dedicated the Richard J. Cook Center for Environmental Science, one of the nation's foremost facilities for teaching and undergraduate research in the field. Dr. Cook is an honors graduate of the University of Michigan and earned a PhD from Princeton University. His professional experience includes leadership roles in the Great Lakes Colleges Association, the Council of Independent Colleges, the Annapolis Group, the North Coast Athletic Conference, and the Bonner Foundation, to name a few. Long engaged in the combination of environmental science and policy, Dr. Cook held gubernatorial appointments to the Michigan Toxic Substance Control Commission and the Environmental Science Advisory Board of the state of Michigan. He was an independent reviewer of technical studies in connection with the Love Canal hazardous waste site in Niagara Falls, a case that led to the adoption of the Federal Superfund Act. Dr. Cook has traveled extensively, both domestically and internationally, consulting on issues of environmental sustainability. Please join me in welcoming Richard Cook.
Thank you, Madam Dean, Vice President. Good afternoon. I'm honored to stand before you on this momentous occasion in the history of Coe College. I have known and admired Coe since the early 1990s when I first met Jim Pfeiffer when he was a member of the Dean's Council of the Associated Colleges of the Midwest. Coe is truly one of America's great liberal arts colleges. So first, congratulations, Jim, and to all of you in this room who played a role in that ascent to national prominence. There's no shortage of positive things I can say about Dave McInally, but I confess I'm feeling a little bit like I'm standing between a group of hungry students in a buffet line. I know what you want, and I won't stand in your way long. Dave and I spent 12 years together at Allegheny, working closely, and I've developed a good measure of the man as both a professional colleague and as a personal friend. There are some words that come immediately to mind when I think of your new president. Words like integrity, intelligence, equanimity, dedication, collaboration, modesty, good judgment, spirituality, and compassion. In all the years I've known him, I have heard from all quarters only admiration for Dave's character, his capabilities, and accomplishments. You see, Dave never needed to ask for a promotion or seek one. He was always sought out, not just by me, by my predecessor, Dan Sullivan, by my successor, Jim Mullen, who's here today, sought out for assuming newer, greater responsibilities. And over the course of 28 remarkable years, he was asked to be Dean of Students, Secretary of the College, Vice President for Finance and Planning, and Executive Vice President. One sentence from the citation in Dave's honor that the Allegheny Board of Trustees presented upon his departure captures the essence of your new president, and I quote, "The most remarkable thing about Dave is that everything is remarkable about Dave." And I fully agree. Dave is a Renaissance man. He's widely read and he's capable of intelligently engaging a wide range of topics, and he has a profound understanding of and appreciation for education, for learning, and for the liberal arts tradition. He's a ready and generally sympathetic, understanding person who establishes strong rapport with students, and he never forgets they're why we're here. He also recognizes and values the alumni, knowing that they are both the product of the college and an important steward of the college. He's a leader through example. He expects no more of others in character and performance than he expects of himself. He's also a catalyst for improvement and change. And he's open-minded and steady. What a terrific combination. Dave is a master of complex issues and systems. bringing order to potential disagreement and chaos. Highly skilled consensus builder, he elicits the thoughts and ideas of others and is able to weave disparate views into a coherent whole. Dave's one of the most productive colleagues that I've ever encountered. He skillfully attends to daily demands while somehow also embracing the longer-range strategic matters. Dave gracefully gets things done, but not only that, he gets the right things done in the right way. He readily gives credit and thanks to others, not eager to stand in the limelight himself. But my friend, and as we all know, a college president must often be in the limelight. And after all, the president and the president's spouse, I might add, have rightly been called the living logos of a college. I can assure you that both Dave and Janice will handle their roles in a manner that will always make Coe proud. But what about the other Dave McInally? You won't know the complete Dave McInally until you witnessed him taking on students in any number of competitive endeavors, so challenge him sometime. You won't know the whole Dave McInally until you've heard him do vocals and play lead guitar on a good rock and roll song. Ask him to perform sometime. You won't know all of Dave McInally until you've seen him hanging from a ladder 2 stories high, cleaning leaves out of the gutters. Please take my word for that one and don't let him do it. Dave also enjoys sports. And I'm pleased that with his relocation to Cedar Rapids, he finally can lay some legitimate claim to being a lifelong Minnesota Vikings fan. And he'll even be more passionate about the Cohawks. I envy you at Coe. You now have an opportunity anew to get to know Dave's character and capabilities in all of their richness. Dave is an unusually gifted and principled individual who embodies the very qualities that Coe College sought in its next presidents. He will work tirelessly and effectively to advance Coe's mission while infusing a sense of both accomplishment and fun throughout the institution and well beyond it. Dave McInally will more than deliver on the potential that the search committee and the board of trustees saw in him. You were absolutely right in selecting him. In accepting his appointment as president of Coe a few months ago, Dave pledged to give you his all that he has in pursuit of an even brighter future for Coe College. David McInally will fulfill that pledge, and he surely will make Coe and each of you shine even more brightly.
Good afternoon. My name is Dave Carson, and I'm the chair of the Board of Trustees. Today is a very special occasion in the history of Coe College. Former Coe President Joe McCabe, in his book, A Coe College Memoir, quotes an observation from Edmund Burke. He who will not look backward with reverence will not look forward with hope. Williston Jones was a Presbyterian minister in upstate New York who met a farmer one Sunday named Daniel Coe and asked him for support in preparing his students for Princeton. Daniel Coe borrowed $1,500, gave it to Jones, and said in effect, build your own college out there in Iowa. To our students here at Coe, Coe is the name of their college. But the name Coe to Williston Jones was the man that motivated him to establish a liberal arts college in the frontier town of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. To quote the founder of Ford Motor Company, Henry Ford, a company I spent my career with, coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success. and this applies to the entire Coe community attending today's ceremony. Since Coe College was founded back in 1851, over the last 163 years, we have had 31 different individuals to hold the title of President of the United States, while Coe College, during its rich history, has had about half that number with the title of President. The last time Coe held an inauguration was in December of 1996. Today, as you've heard from other speakers, we are installing Dave McInally as the 15th President of Coe College. The most important role of the Board of Trustees is the appointment of a new president when the time comes, as it did when President James Pfeiffer announced his retirement would be effective July 1st, 2013. As with past Coe presidents, we looked for a president that demonstrated leadership qualities, persuasive communication skills, one that would inspire trust, confidence, an individual that is believable, and one that delivers results. A leader drives constructive change and creates a new reality, and courage is the cornerstone of good leadership. A quote attributed to President Teddy Roosevelt, "People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care," probably sums up what our search committee, headed by the former board chair Gene Henderson, saw in Dave McInally. Dave McInally has displayed this quality from the first time we met. At this time, I would like the 15th President of Coe College, Dave McInally, to please come forward for your investiture. David W. McInally, you know the duties of the office of President as defined by the charter and the bylaws of Coe College. You know the high standards set by your distinguished predecessors. You have heard the welcomes and the promises of support from the constituencies that will look to you for leadership. Do you accept these duties and pledge to fulfill them to the best of your ability?
I do. With gratitude to all who have served this college in the past, with a clear understanding of the opportunities now before it, and with confidence that Coe College will prosper for generations to come.
By the authority given to me as chair of the Board of Trustees, I declare that the office of President is yours. May you have the insight and strength to fulfill its demands with distinction. I hereby present you with this medallion as a symbol of your office.
Bottom of my heart, and I want you to know that I recognize that ovation is for Coe College, for all who have contributed, given heart and soul to Coe College, for generations past, and for all who will in the years to come. I would also, despite the well-choreographed nature of this event, like to go off script one more time. Today we had a wonderful lunch with delegates from other colleges and universities who've honored us with their presence here, with members of the Alumni Council, one of whom departed with this admonition: congratulations and don't mess it up. Truer words were never said. I will take that advice to heart, and perhaps all you need to hear is for me to say, I will strive not to mess it up. I am deeply grateful to all of you for joining us today, and I'm overwhelmed by the personal support, and more importantly, by the devotion to Coe College that is in evidence here and around the world, wherever Coe-Hawks and friends of Coe may be found. We are honored by the presence of our guests today, including delegates from many of America's great colleges and universities, representatives from the higher education world and the Presbyterian Church in the USA, the Cedar Rapids community and the region, the Coe College faculty, staff, trustees, alumni, parents, and friends. And because all of you love Coe and are devoted to our mission, I know that you will forgive me if I neglect you in my comments today, and address most of my remarks instead to the most important group of people here, Coe's students. After all, we are educators, which means we can never resist an opportunity like this one. So to the students of Coe College, you've welcomed and inspired me. Every day you remind all of us why we are here. You are the proof that Coe's mission matters. So I would like to say a few words about that liberal arts mission and what it means for Coe's future. You chose to attend a liberal arts college. The reasons are as numerous as the people present in this room, but I think we have a good sense of the broad themes that describe what you hoped to get out of this experience. You wanted an institution with a reputation for academic excellence. You wanted a supportive campus environment. And you wanted to be prepared for the next stage of your lives, including fulfilling careers and opportunities for graduate study. But what does that mean for Coe? What kind of college should Coe become if we are to provide an education of surpassing excellence in a future that is difficult to predict? In an environment defined by emerging technologies, a volatile economy, and expanding globalization, in a period now known as the information age, we must be as clear as possible about precisely what our mission is. And that begins with you. There is no way to know for certain what our society will become 2 or 3 decades from now. I am a member of a generation known as the baby boomers. I did squeeze in at the tail end for those who are calculating my age. And believe me, when I was young, we did not know what today's world would look like. We need to be nimble and responsive to changes in cultures, communities, and workplaces. But unless we want to blow with the wind, changing our educational paradigm with every trend that emerges, we must hang on to something. I believe that the liberal arts should provide that stable, deeply rooted foundation. The problem is, we don't all have the same understanding of what liberal education is. So let me begin by opining on what it is not. First, liberal education is not solely about breadth. Like many colleges similar to Coe, we tend to emphasize breadth because it's inoffensive. Now, there are good reasons, but that's one of the less good reasons. Who doesn't think it's a good idea to learn about a range of topics in the natural sciences, social sciences, arts, and humanities? But the fact is that breadth, at least to the degree that it is defined by distribution courses across a range of disciplines, can be found in nearly all colleges and universities, including those that make no claim to liberal learning. Second, liberal education does not equate to the arts and humanities. The national dialogue on higher education misses this point again and again. For example, in Malcolm Gladwell's recent bestseller, David and Goliath, he contrasts the job prospects for liberal arts graduates with the prospects for those with degrees in the STEM fields. Now, I worry about the future of liberal education when one of our society's more provocative and influential authors doesn't understand that the liberal arts actually include science, technology, and mathematics. Third, liberal education is not defined by a particular set of academic disciplines. The liberal arts taxonomy has evolved over time as new areas of inquiry emerged. But the higher education community frequently becomes stuck in definitions that matter a great deal to the academy, but that are generally meaningless to society at large. When colleges and universities tie themselves up in knots over this question, I think it may be a sign that we are worrying more about impressing one another than about our students' experiences. Let me illustrate with a point that hits close to home. Coe offers programs in some areas that the education world labels as professional training rather than liberal learning, including business, nursing, and education. But I guarantee that graduates of those programs at Coe are, in fact, liberally educated. This is not the case everywhere, which suggests to me that liberal learning is influenced at least as much by how we teach as it is by what we teach. Great colleges have cultures that value teaching, that understand the relationship between teaching and research, and that are student-centered. By those measures, Coe may well be the greatest college in the nation. For all of you representing other colleges and universities today, I trust that you have similar sentiments about your institutions. In any case, that is how I feel about Coe. Finally, liberal education is not an arcane artifact forged in the ivory tower. It is actually superb preparation for success in the world beyond our campus, including the workplace. In a recent survey, employers reported that they are highly focused on innovation critical to the success of their companies, and that they place a priority on critical thinking, communication, and complex problem-solving skills over a job candidate's major field of study when making hiring decisions. Sounds like a liberal arts graduate to me. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that breadth and a grounding in the arts and humanities are essential components of any well-rounded education. The former for reasons I'm about to explain, and the latter because the arts and humanities point the way, with apologies to John Keats, to truth and beauty. And they guide us in making meaning and finding purpose in our lives. But since I've told you what liberal education is not, at least in my view, let me share my view on what it is. The purpose of the liberal arts is actually straightforward. It's been at the core of our enterprise since its founding. To prepare people for self-governance in a participatory democracy. It traces its roots to ancient Greece, where workers were trained in a single technical trade, while rulers were educated in a broad array of subjects, including languages, mathematics, literature, and art. In short, the purpose of liberal education is to preserve our freedom. When the very essence of our way of life is on the line, the mission of colleges like Coe becomes something bigger than you may have imagined. It moves from an educational philosophy to a moral imperative. I'm grateful to Professor Emeritus Al Fisher for introducing me to the work of James Friedman, an expert in liberal education with strong local connections, who believed that college demands a commitment from each of its students to undertake a set of public responsibilities that will make this world a more just, more civilized place to live. Because many of you have grown up in democratic societies, you may take for granted that they are stable and will endure. That is a mistake. History is filled with examples of free people whose liberty was lost. And there is no evidence that our democratic experiment is divinely appointed. You must fight to keep it. And you must fight to create a society that is just, that is sustainable, and that values the health and prosperity of all people. no matter where you are on the political spectrum, no matter what your beliefs about the issues of the day, liberal learning is the one proven strategy for preserving freedom and advancing our society. New presidents are often asked to share their visions for the institution. Mine is grounded in this philosophy, that providing a liberal education of surpassing excellence is a sacred mission, essential to the health of our democracy. We have taken some steps this year with our new strategic plan, but the truly transformative opportunities for our educational programs still lie before us. We will develop them together. But first, I would like to share a general principle that should define our work in the coming years. Quite simply, the time has come for Coe to scale the dizzy heights. We must affirm our place as a national residential liberal arts college. We must innovate in our academic and student life programs. We must be genuinely and deeply engaged in our community. And we must prepare all students for success in a diverse global society where information is the coin of the realm. We will climb to these dizzy heights. Despite our fears or our limitations or our disagreements, we will do so because we believe that liberal education is the first and best hope for a peaceful, sustainable, and prosperous future for America and the world. We will scale those dizzy heights together until, in the words of songwriter Neil Finn, we're ascending higher and higher each day, and there's no turning back. We will do this because excellence in liberal education matters. Now, with such lofty goals, such important work to do, where does a presidential inauguration fit in? We take note of events like this because it's convenient to group periods of time into presidential administrations. But this is not the most important moment in the life of Coe College. Let me tell you what I think it is. The most important moment occurs when a sleep-deprived faculty member, and we have many of those, chooses not to tear herself away from the computer at 1 a.m. because she can't track down the perfect video to convey a concept she plans to address in class the next day. The most important moment occurs when a student who has never left the Midwest summons his courage and walks down an airport concourse for a May term abroad, wondering all the while why he signed up for this. The most important moment occurs when two parents exchange sighs as they open the tuition bill, choosing to postpone a long-awaited vacation in order to support their daughter's Coe College education. The most important moment occurs when a faculty member asks you a difficult question, and a new dimension of your intellect springs into being, one that integrates knowledge from multiple courses and experiences, one that is curious and alive, one that will solve problems we haven't imagined yet. These moments, or others like them, take place every day here at Coe. We can't have an event to celebrate each one, but it's important for you to know that we know about them. And in the meantime, although I pointed out that this inauguration is not the most important moment in Coe's life, I want you to know that it is the most important moment in mine. Mental picture. For that reason, I am deeply grateful to all of you for being here. I take immense pride in introducing my old friends and colleagues to my new ones. I would like to call particular attention to the three presidents with whom I have worked, Dan Sullivan, Richard Cook, and Jim Mullen. I'm pleased that you had a chance to hear from Richard today, who wouldn't be when he says things like that, right? Of course I'm pleased with that. And I invite you to join me in congratulating Jim Mullen, who is with us, who earlier this week was elected chair of the board of the American Council on Education. We are doubly honored to have him present with us today. They are my mentors, and they taught me through word and deed how to do this job. Little did I expect that coming to Coe would also offer me the opportunity to acquire a fourth presidential mentor, but Jim Pfeiffer has become exactly that. And his presence here today means a great deal to me. I am keenly aware of how privileged I am to follow him, and how fortunate I am to have joined a college with such a talented faculty and staff and dedicated board of trustees. On behalf of all of these people, I assure you, our students, that if I may borrow from the book of Hebrews, you are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses. And if you recall only 4 words from today's ceremony, let it be these. We believe in you. We believe in you. For those who have supported me for years, who have traveled a great distance, my gratitude knows no bounds. For the members of the Coe College and Cedar Rapids communities who have welcomed Janice, Will, Susanna, my mother Barb, and me so warmly, you are why I have full confidence the Coe will indeed scale those dizzy heights. May God smile upon Coe and all who love this college. Thank you.
College, I want to invite all of you to come and continue in our celebration immediately following this ceremony in the lower gauge union, where we will enjoy fellowship and food and refreshment. Friends, with courage and faithful discernment, Dave McInally, with the support of his family, has accepted the call and the invitation to lead Coe College. For this, we are so thankful. May we support his leadership with our own gifts of intellect, of creativity, energy, and a shared willingness to work together with respect and integrity. May each one of us be renewed today in our own vocational call and purpose in life. And may we be strengthened and motivated anew. May we also seek ways every day to support the McInally family as they transition into life in Iowa and begin to feel at home in our community. Let us all extend the kind of hospitality that will make them feel cared for and fully welcomed. And finally, may we leave this space energized by the future that still awaits, excited about who we might become, and faithful that our mission matters and that it is a privilege to be part of this, the Coe family. And now may the wisdom of God guide us, and the teachings of our sacred texts inspire us, and the generous and ever compassionate and peaceful Spirit be with us this day and forevermore. Amen.